Heyo, we're back. The three slips on a pacey pitch again. Um, Gonna review some crazy World Cup games that we've had in the past couple of days. A very tiny game, India Pakistan. It's all good. It's me, Raj. We've got Randeep on third slip, and I'll go backwards. In the middle, we've got Chai on second slip.
Hey
Um,
everyone.
let's kick this off. Should we just start talking about the games that we've had so far and go through our predictions? And
Yeah.
might I add, one of the key predictions I made in our last game was 119. Just had the team wrong off the bat. Um,
Only if you said the right team and bet on
I
it.
know,
Oh,
I know. To be honest, I got so scared that I was like, oh my gosh, I said India's gonna have 100, I mean, Pakistan's gonna have
yeah,
119. Are we gonna have a super over? Damn.
missed it.
Um,
I went
yeah,
with 140 odd, but I said it was going to be a really close game. So I got that close game bit. So I got close game bit. You got
yeah,
119 bit. So I think,
yeah.
between the three of us and Randeep got that India's going to win. So
Yeah,
we've covered all.
Ah, okay, cool. Wait, I think that we all got that. We all in our predictor, we
we
said
all,
India's gonna
yeah.
win, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully. Think. I mean, I'm pretty loose with my predictions, but hopefully. Do you want to share
Yeah.
your screen so we can
Yeah.
have a look, see? But thoughts on the game overall? I'm assuming that was one game one of us watched live, regardless of the hours.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I was,
It
yeah,
was supposed to start at 12:30 a.m. Delayed start 1:30
The
a.m.
hour, yeah.
and then close off at 6 or almost 5:30,
almost five.
6.
Yeah,
Uh, and then the family woke up after that.
Oh crap! Did you get to sleep after?
Barely any
Oh
straight away,
oh
man.
my
but
God.
during the day.
Luckily, long weekend.
But
Um,
what staying up all
Yeah,
night watching
oh,
the cricket.
guaranteed. So good. Thoughts on Bumrah? Two
and
back-to-back man of the match awards.
killer.
Yeah,
Man's a gun.
that man has always delivered and delivered in the right games.
Yeah.
How
Like,
crazy was Rohit bringing him back on that 15th over rather than retaining him till the end.
yeah. I mean, I think he usually brings him back around that period anyway.
Mm.
But for me, the bigger thing was Rizwan trying to take him on.
Across the
Why would
line,
he do that?
across the line, where they've been playing straight properly throughout the game, and they've been getting runs.
I don't understand that. Like, why would you take the best bowler in that lineup at the most crucial time? So, like, if he just faced
Yeah.
him, like at that point, I think they could have cruised home.
Oh, easily, easily. They just tapped him around because they didn't need like a crazy high run rate. Once
Yeah,
he got out,
at
yes,
that point, the run rate wasn't even that high.
wasn't even that high. A lot
And
of the commentators were just saying, tap it around. What did you
Yeah.
need to? No.
that that ball of Bumrah, if you go back to Cricket World Cup
Mm,
last
Oh
from
yeah,
last year,
yeah, yeah. Couple
exact
balls.
line and length.
yeah.
Yeah,
Just Rizwan tried to play defense,
yeah,
but he missed it. This time he tried to play across the line and he missed it.
Mm,
So
yeah.
Bumrah has done his homework. Pretty good. He knows the line that troubles Rizwan.
The data. He's got the data backing him.
mm.
Yeah. But I feel like in this on this pitch, the ball just stayed a little lower
Yep.
and crashed
Yes.
into middle stump. And he was
Yep.
just like, he was trying to sweep Boomerang. Are you kidding me?
But
And
that one
have
did
you?
stay a little bit lower. If
Yeah,
you
yeah,
see it in the trajectory, it
Yeah.
stayed a little bit lower, and then yeah,
At the end of 12th over, the predictor had India's chance of winning 8%.
yeah.
yeah.
And what a turnaround. What a turnaround.
I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't even give India 8% at that point. I thought the game was
Oh,
in the
your game
bag
was
for
over.
Pakistan. Like
Yeah.
the way I was watching this game, I was like, oh, like a typical like Indian boy trying to watch
Yep.
it. Like I was just like, oh, I'm gonna go sleep. I'm gonna go sleep. And then something would happen. I'm like, okay, fine, I'm cool. Calm down. Tell me more. And then I'm like, ah. Every time I had that feeling, something crazy would happen, and I'd stay back. All right.
uh,
Another controversial call though, that we made last game was Azam being dropped.
uh,
Everyone said it ain't
mm,
happening, but he's not there anymore. What are
he
your
was
thoughts? What are your thoughts? Do you think he'd have had more impact in the game?
he would have just to disrupt or just to bring the momentum back into the squad. So you And like how we were talking in the last episode, you need, pretty much a Shahid Afridi's style of playing.
Mm.
Give him full license, go, whack the ball, right? If you lose the wicket, it's
yeah, like which is what he's in the team for, right? Like
exactly.
they want him to just whack the ball.
And these low-scoring games on a tricky pitch, you need someone who can go just berserk. If you see Rishabh Pant and all of his scoring shots, he was playing as if he was playing a club cricket, and he just picked up bat because if he couldn't score, he was going to be subbed out by I'd bring someone else into the pitch.
He annoyed me so much.
You mean his edges, right? Because that's all he had that day.
That's what he had.
I think half or more of his runs came from behind the wicket, and not with his crazy shots. It was more just like him trying to slog somewhere, and the ball just go back.
So yeah, having Azam Khan open the innings and him going berserk for the first couple or 2 to 3 overs, right? All they needed was a strong 30 odd and 40
he opened the bat. I think he was in the middle order.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He usually does open as well, and give him the license, right? This was the game where they needed someone to play a different game.
Yeah, and just go have a hit for like 3 or 4 overs. The game's gone.
So
but if I was a coach, you've got the biggest game in the world, but Azam's performance hasn't been. I can't even say great. Great doesn't even define it. It's been pretty poor.
Yeah.
For this tournament,
But they've only had 2 games in the tournament.
But
do you go try and test it with someone who's maybe done okay in local league and then done nothing in the local comp that's playing the T20, and then you get someone in who may have a better. It's tough, but he hasn't done anything for this. Yeah.
Because the other problem was because they swapped him out with a bowling all-rounder, their batting also got a bit shorter. The way Imad Wasim like batted, it looked really weird. It was like half shots, and just not doing anything. I mean, he bowled decent. He only went for like 5 runs and over, or less than 5 runs and over.
And the batting was little impact, 15 out of 23. Very a bit of a slow impact, right?
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Like someone who can hit the ball like fearlessly could have had some sort of impact. So I think maybe our prediction for Azam Khan was maybe a little bit off. But I mean, they listen to us. They've been watching. They're analysts. They're watching our show. It's all good.
They listen to your 119.
Yeah. We'll stop them. 190. That's our limit.
What do you guys think of Gary Kirsten as a coach and his first assignment?
He looks dark. He looks dark. I don't know. I feel like every game goes by, he's just like, why have I taken on this assignment? Why am I here? What's happening?
I was watching a meme on the internet where it said, Gary Kirsten took the responsibility for the loss and quit the job after 12 days.
Yeah.
Some had to be chopped. And he was the new kid of the block.
Exactly.
I think just Kirsten needs to do more military drills to really drill it in.
Like I watched this video or an interview of Wasim Akram, and he was just like, look, there's only so many times you can the coach. It's time it's time you get a new team in.
I like his that interview where he said, you now need a radical change.
Yeah.
And bring in a new squad. Anyways, the team is losing, so stick with the new team, stick with their loss. So you'll now build a team that'll have confidence and international match practice as well.
Yeah.
But the world shredded Pakistan after that game. They absolutely went really hard. I think it was a bit unfair, like a bit pushing it. I look, no, I get the criticism, no doubt about it. They seem to clutch messing up at crucial points. Their USP is messing it up at crucial points. But they went hard. Like it's not like they didn't try. It's they put in their effort. Like I think the bowling and everything did well, but they just lacked that discipline to know, Bumrah's come back tap it around. There's the main gun bowler whose job is to get wickets and who'll get wickets, but you're playing him across the line, trying to sweep him at a ground where the ball's like
Where
when you hit, it just hits on the spot and just stops there. On the pitch, it slows down a little bit. I think, yeah, and you can't even say they don't have the experience because they've played so many games, so many games. And it's not Dubai where the pitch is flat and you get it at the same height. It's a whole thing. But
Yeah.
in terms of shredding, like the social media, they went from players to the obviously coaching staff. There was one video I saw yesterday where they compared um PCB's, like how they do announcement for the World Cup squad and everything. They went super analytical. They looked at India's World Cup squad announcement, and it's just like Rohit Sharma and I think it was Ajit Agarkar that was next, and they were like, it's not like they were like laughing or anything. They were smiling. There, it was a good, friendly, joyful conference where you've got the PCB board where there's three people from the board, and anytime a question comes, they're like, "Oh no, you answer." They're like, "You answer." And one of the comments was, "Oh, I'm the only one. I'm not the only one who gets paid. Ask him questions also." And like that one was like a joke of a conference, right? The guy said there's a difference between like a joyful kind of a conference and like you kind of get some serious questions and answer at, and this one's just like a joke of a conference. And they went to that level to analyze, and I was like, oh my God! But again, it is true. It's a very serious um uh tournament coming up. Again, there's a difference between like funny and a little bit joyful conference and just joke of a conference. They didn't take it seriously. They're like, and
But
they were doing this. If the mics were like this, they're like, no, you answer. No, you answer. Oh my God.
you
Yeah.
got half the team, which is close relatives of
Yeah.
great great players from Pakistan. So
who? Which player?
Shaheen Afridi, Azam
Oh,
Khan,
Mm.
oh yeah.
Babar Azam is a cousin of Kamran and
Oh,
Umran Akmal.
Oh,
So
right.
you've got about 4 or 5 players in that squad that is an immediate has an immediate connection with Pakistan ex
Cricket.
yeah.
Yeah.
players. So in all fairness, what were the chief selectors or the selectors
Yeah.
during the press? Why did you select Azam Khan? Yeah, we've seen him playing in PSL. Your PSL standards are not that great.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like even then, I think Azam Khan probably has something, but he needs to take better care of himself to actually look the part. The moment he sort of fixes that issue, no one's going to question
Yeah,
anything else after that point.
Rishabh Pant, when he started,
Yeah.
he was
Got
being
bullied.
questioned
Yeah.
for the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
reason, right? And then
yeah,
turned around and before the Australia series, he was pretty fit on the
Yeah.
ground, playing
yeah,
big innings. And then after the major crash and the
yeah,
way he
yeah.
came back, it's as if
Oh,
it's just a
nothing happened.
continuation of where he paused before the crash.
I think that this is a good segue. Thoughts on his agility after the crash coming back? Like the catches he took were crazy. Like I know they look pretty easy, but he
Mm.
got in weird positions to take those catches. And I just can't believe he took some of them. And I think a lot of the catches were by him because
Hmm.
things that go to Dubai go to
Yeah.
Dubai.
Uh, I was watching his
Yeah.
comeback in the IPL as well for the same reason because he was our big World Cup perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
okay, this IPL is going to dictate his future or for the next 6 months at least. But yeah, his fitness levels and the way he's come back, I was blown away. As I said, it was just a pause
like he
and
never left.
resume,
Yeah,
not a dip and then
Yeah.
trying to
Correct.
gain it back.
self-confidence straight up.
Uh,
Um, okay, there's one more weird thing that happened in the game. The last thing I'm going to ask before we move on to our next bit. Thoughts on Axer being moved up? Was it weird? Was it good? Was it a masterstroke?
It was a master stroke just to confuse
Yeah,
the opponents. Everyone
Mm.
were expecting Sky to walk in,
yeah.
and then
Because
walks out this lead tall dude.
yeah, like the weird thing for me was we already had a left-hander in their batting. And then
The next
if they
okay.
shuffle it around, yeah,
Yeah.
why bring another left-hander in?
Yeah,
He had a better
you know,
impact. He had a better impact than Sky.
exactly.
yeah.
He was
I
given
told
the
you about
license.
Sky.
He was
He's not
given the
showing
license.
results. Sky's not showing
More,
me results. Yeah.
nah, but more than Sky, it's
Yeah.
Dubé. I reckon Dubé looks way
Oh,
like at least with Sky he looks confident when he like
yeah, yeah.
walks out. Dubé just
Yeah,
looks like, is this a bat? What am I gonna do with this? Is this a
yeah.
ball? Am I meant to go? Oh shit! Like
Well, Dubé was looking for Dhoni's assistance in the field, but
I
Dhoni was
have a
nowhere.
feeling, yeah, I
Do you
have a
think
feeling he
he'll get
probably
dropped?
was.
Yeah,
Huh?
Do you think he'll get dropped?
We don't have alternatives. Who are you
yeah,
gonna swap him with?
yeah.
Like, I think that's where BCCI has messed up, or the selectors have messed up, where I
Mm,
think Rinku Singh could have been a
Would have
better
been.
alternative,
oh,
especially
absolutely.
because we're not using this guy as an all-rounder. Like, I know he
No.
can bowl,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Dubé, we're not using Dubé's bowling at all.
Yeah, and
And
I think if you're not using Dubé's bowling, you're probably better off getting Sanju Samson in his
yeah,
place. If your focus is just a batter replacement,
but
and again,
Samson has to.
he
It's
can't be
tricky, I
a
think.
he can't be a pinch hitter. He can't just come
Especially in the
down.
middle,
Yeah,
like
that's
you
true.
need him to play in the top half. But I
Mm,
think that's probably the only valid replacement, though, unless someone trips him up during a football warm-up game, and we're allowed to get Rinku Singh then in the team. Just break
Maybe,
his leg,
maybe.
Well,
break Shivam's leg, please. Because
what
the
break
the,
hey
other,
too much. Let him still play local comps.
no, break his leg, not head. Just his leg. It's all good. He'll mend in a few weeks. Just a
Yeah.
twisted ankle would do me.
I'm
But yeah,
Um,
gonna
that when
I'm
he came
gonna
like
in, it just looked like he's like, I
sorry,
don't want to be here.
what one I know I claimed one last point, but one more thing. I think the other thing you'd get with Rinku Singh is his fielding. He's such a
Oh
good
yeah.
fielder. Like
yeah.
I think he'd save you at least 5 to 6 runs
He'll take
every
catches.
game, and he'll take catches, guaranteed catches. And I reckon he'll take half catches also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna sound really controversial here. Do you reckon players who shine under MS Dhoni,
only
and
shine under him.
when Dhoni's not around, I feel they struggle quite a bit. Uh,
Potential.
Kuldeep Yadav was a gun bowler
Mm,
because Dhoni would exactly tell him where to pitch, where to bowl, how to bowl, what pace, etc. Then Dhoni steps out of the squad. We lost Kuldeep for nearly a year or so.
mm,
Yeah, yeah,
Again, he's done his homework, he's come back. But if you look at all of these players, most of the players, because Dhoni coaches him or guides them on the
yep.
field.
field.
I feel Shivam's in the same category. He
Yeah,
performs well in the CSK realms because you got Dhoni mentoring, guiding, talking
Yep.
to him before he goes steps up. Or the other way, any player that is shine under Dhoni should have Dhoni as a permanent some sort of role within that BCCI squad that tours and say, all right, Dhoni, you're going in to every key tournament, right?
no, but I think these pitches are also not the best for Shivam.
No.
Like all he wants to do is hit through the line, and New York pitches are the last like place he can do that on.
Uh,
And that's probably
uh,
why I think Samson would be okay to be in the squad, where you need someone who's more solid and just like nudge the ball around a little bit. Because
where you fit him in the playing 11 is the
it's
challenge.
tricky. Yeah, that's the tricky bit.
But
But
that's a very much a
when they
psychological thing.
selected Sanju, sorry, Andy.
Yeah.
When they selected Sanju, they said that the reason we're picking him over KL is because um, he can bat in the middle and at the top.
Well, I would say the other way around was more accurate. KL could bat in the top and middle, and probably that pinch hitter
Yeah, correct.
whom
That's
you
what I was
want at
thinking.
number 5 or
Yeah.
number 6, right? Come down, whack around. I think KL
Yeah,
was more suited. I mean, to me, when they brought in Sanju, I felt he was going to be a replacement for Sky or Kohli in case they pick up a niggle.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay. Mm.
So you needed someone in that number 3, number 4 slot that could hold the innings together, hold the team together.
yeah,
Not clearly not as a finisher or not as a pinch hitter.
yeah. Alrighty, we've had another game last night, continuing with Pakistan. A Canadian versus Pakistan. Um, again, I think it pretty much went down a very similar script to the India-Pakistan, where a very low
Mm.
scoring game, um, average pitch, so the batters had to struggle, and Pakistan took their time, and they were smart this time.
Only three
Like,
wickets
yeah,
went down.
only three
Not
wickets,
much, yeah.
and the key players were again Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan. And this time Rizwan was like, I'll stay patient. Run a ball is okay for me. I
Yeah,
don't want to take on any key players. I will stay here, sit on the pitch, sleep on this pitch, eat on this pitch. I'll do everything possible and make sure Pakistan gets across the line.
yeah.
Because if we don't win this, we're out.
Well, if you win this, you're still technically out, but we'll get to it. Um, how good was it to split Babar and Rizwan? I think it was a good, I mean, I loved it. I
Yeah.
made that bold call at the start of the tournament itself to get Babar as your one. It didn't last long. It
It
only
didn't
took
last long. I was just about to
four
say,
hours to
yeah.
bring him back into the. But to
Actually,
me,
when they were in England, this is the combination they went with. They had Saeed Ayub at the top and coming out with Rizwan or Baba, and then Baba would come in one down. So I think,
uh, again, going back to one of our pre-tournament conversations, Pakistan love to switch things up at the wrong times.
yeah,
We said they had to stick with the squad at least
Yeah.
6 months prior to the tournament and continue to play the combination, not experiment, especially in the key games.
Yeah.
You can't substitute and bring in new players who've never faced against India in a high pressure game.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much a must win after their loss to USA.
yeah,
Had they won against USA, yeah,
Different story. Yeah.
it's a different story because even the loss against India would not have hurt that. It will still hurt the egos
Yeah.
because
mm,
It's
forget
India.
whatever,
Yeah.
it's India, Pakistan.
Yeah.
But still, it would have still placed them in the contention for next stages. But losing from USA, then losing playing India, yeah. But I felt like
yeah,
a Babar should come one done. They just need to nail who that person.
yeah. I think
Fucker.
Saeed Ayub's a decent pick right now. Oh, yeah, Fakhar Zaman would be ideal, but I think I don't
Yeah.
know why they've gone down with him. Like, did something happen that I don't know about, like last year?
Mm.
Because
Not sure
he
either,
was
but
so good at the top.
I mean, imagine this, right? You got Fakir and Rizwan open the game,
Yeah,
then you lose
Yeah.
one of them,
You
and
got
Baba
Azam.
comes in. So
Yeah.
you got that pressure, you got that key thing going. But hey, well, it's Pakistan, right? You gotta
yeah,
give a bit of easy moments for the opponents, or else there's no fun in the game.
that's true.
That's the thing.
That's
Fucker
true.
didn't really made huge impact. So he came after Usman, made 13 out of 8 against our game, and then a single
All right.
digits in the Canada game. So
Yeah,
they need to have a look that either he opens because he's not
Yeah,
really making much impact.
I mean, one thing that Indian team,
Yeah.
and I'm not bashing Pakistan or calling greats about the Indian squad, is when Indian squad tried to shuffle players around. Sharma was
Mm.
never an opener. Sehwag was never an opener. KL is an opener, but yet they got to soft spots. And when they did that, I think they backed them enough to support them.
Yeah.
Rahul Dravid was never a wicket keeper.
Mm.
Rahul was a one down or a two down player, but he ended up opening even in test matches, right? He faced
yeah,
the first ball in test matches as well.
Mm.
So when you do that shuffle, you back people up for a longer duration. So
Yeah.
in the Cricket World Cup, KL was moved into the middle order.
Yes.
He and Shreyas, like a charm in the Cricket World Cup.
yeah.
You can't just keep shuffling people up and down and say, hey, this game, it's like lottery, right? Right. Who gets to open today? All right. Number
First
one.
drop, second drop. Yeah.
That's it.
But Rizwan is confirmed opening. Like, that's
Yeah.
I'm gonna say they probably wrote 8 Rizwans and then mixed 3 other chits with Babar, Iftikhar, Babar, Fakar, and Saib. And then like, all right, we know because the odds of 8 out of 2 Rizwan is.
No, but I think Rizwan's a very solid bat at the top.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
you can keep him. You can keep him in.
You can. Yeah.
So yeah, I think we've got one more interesting game coming up. a very big decider. It's gonna be West Indies, New Zealand tomorrow.
Mm.
What are we thoughts on that game? And I think
In
pretty much
Trinidad,
a
yeah.
decider for that group, right?
Yeah,
Well, more than a decider, I think it's more of a will New Zealand survive the group?
that's
That's a
yeah.
bigger question, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And between, I think Afghanistan is going to watch that game much closer than West Indies or New Zealand fans.
yeah. But I mean, Afghanistan's pretty much through, no? With their massive wins that they've had so far.
They do. They are in
Oh,
a very
I think they
comfortable
just need one more
position.
game.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
That,
more instead of Afghanistan having to play under pressure, they're like, all right, now let someone else deal our pressure for us.
yeah.
Yep.
But I go on. Key players for that game. West Indies, New Zealand.
Yeah,
Who are we backing? Because with that last game New Zealand had, very hard to back people right now. They are going to be playing in West Indies, which
Yeah.
is probably
Home
good.
ground. Yeah.
Yeah, home ground for West Indies.
Turning pitch or no,
Um,
this one? Is this a
most of
bit of
most
a
of them are slow and turny. Yeah,
slow and turny? Yeah.
I want Rachin back in the squad.
yeah,
Yes.
same.
Bring
I
him
think
That's
back.
what I was thinking, yeah.
especially because Fenelon loves pace on the bat,
Mm.
and none of these pitches have pace.
Exactly.
And Rachin has just come off a stint in
I,
CSK, and he's used to that.
Mm.
And the reason they picked him consistently, they dropped him and they brought him back even, is because he can face spin and he can pace. He can face pace bowling also. So bring back Rachin, key player. Plus,
yeah,
he'll give you a few overs of spin in the
Yeah,
group,
correct.
exactly.
so
Yeah.
even better.
That
Yeah,
was going to be that bowling option from Rachin, that slow bowling, would be key as well because you could see most of the game against Afghanistan, the key bowlers were Nabi and Rashid.
oh yeah, yeah.
Slow bowlers, right? Once off.
I still can't believe Nabi is an effective bowler. Like to me, just looks like he just comes in, just boom,
That's
here
the
you
thing
go.
with him, right? I mean, his people perceive him as he's just a part timer.
They can write him off,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
But
but he's got
but
tons of experience.
yeah, yeah.
He mixes up his pace, and the pitch was helping the spinners. Nabi
correct.
comes in the first, was it second over of the innings that,
Yeah.
and first or second ball spins. I'm like grips and spins, grips and spins.
But I reckon the moment it like grips and spins, GG against Afghanistan. There's no coming
Yeah.
back.
Mm.
when
Rashid's just like, do I only have 4 overs? Sorry, it's gonna feel like I have 8 overs now.
when
Oh my goodness.
Sandner was bowling against Afghanistan in the same game, and the ball was gripping, and the camera pans straight into Rashid's face, and Rashid looks so excited. I'm like, for that very reason, Rashid comes first ball, Kane Williamson,
Wow.
Yeah. Can
very first
yeah.
ball,
Very first
tries
ball.
tries to tap
Had
and
it
play it
just
towards third man,
yeah.
and like straight, you had a freaking first slip.
I that was a brain fart. There's I think he just didn't realize that, oh shit, there was a first slip.
It's all
Because
good. It's all good. We'll
that was a
we'll
very
have him
incompetent
covered
shot.
next game. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We'll have him covered in the semis. It's fine. It's fine.
Hey,
But
once you get there.
we'll get there. We'll get there. Don't worry. We'll get there.
Because this won't be an easy game for New Zealand.
Yeah, no, this
This
is
will be a
basically
challenge.
survival of the fittest for New Zealand.
But they have to
But
bring yeah.
for me, I reckon Devon Conway will be the player who's
Oh
gonna
yeah.
take them apart. I really want him to just bat the whole way through. Like if he lasts till 15
Yeah.
overs, there's no
I think he
way
would.
Yeah, the
coming back.
last game for New Zealand is probably one of those games
Yeah,
where
anomalies,
they,
anomalies. It's
yeah,
anomalies, guys. Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it. Just forget about it. New Zealand's got this. Come on.
it's the glitch in the matrix.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
to bring
but
Rachin in, who would you drop?
Fernand, easy.
No, yeah,
Same.
straight away.
It's like a
Swap.
Conway will keep
Yeah.
and swap him with Fernand, easy. Um, but with West Indies, who are we looking out for? Nicholas Puran,
There,
I hope.
I'm gonna say their entire squad is someone that you could keep an eye on because you never know. With West Indies, this is the best exciting thing about watching a West Indies game.
Mm,
You would expect high of one player and they would drop it.
Yeah.
But this random person that you had zero hopes on comes big, smashes out of the ground, and then
The
takes
crazy,
like a
the,
6
cra-
4.
the crazy thing is, from position 1 till 11, they all can bat at a strike rate of 200.
They can
I
hit
can't.
big,
Yeah,
big. It's not like
Oh
batting,
wow.
running
Yeah,
hard, but
wow.
they can whack the ball out of the ground.
yeah.
Everyone. So you can't write them off
No.
right till the last ball is bowled.
How crazy is that? For me, I think it's gonna be Robin Powell. Like, I still just want him to hit those massive sixes like he did last World Cup and get it across. Also, how unlucky is New Zealand with their fixtures? Like, first two games, and both games with two major teams off the group, Afghanistan and West Indies.
Wasn't scripted.
Well, I think that's one of the mindset problem, right? You start considering, I mean, no disrespect to Afghanistan. We've
Yeah.
been talking big about them all along. But when you compare with New Zealand or West Indies, I guess Afghanistan is not at that part.
Oh, we keep saying
Well,
that, but I
yeah, we
think
keep saying that,
Afghanistan's
but
there.
yeah.
Afghanistan's there.
I think
And and
that
and the
that's what I
thing
was saying
is,
last time, right? Pause Pakistan's international games for a little while. Put Afghanistan. Put them with the big guys. They'll at
they
least
are
win
they
one
are
or
with the
two.
big guys.
Randeep, I'm glad you say you brought Pakistan into the mix and not me. I was going to say the same. We keep talking Pakistan's a big player as well, and then I'm losing the
I just
first
feel
two
like
games.
if you give them 3 years of solid first
Yeah.
class experience, they'll bring their test game up also. I think right now with their batting, it's just hard. But
Yeah.
I reckon that on limit, like I think limited overs,
Yeah.
they're right up there.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, right? Start with T20,
I'm
just
pretty
a
sure,
world
I'm pretty
tour.
sure. Last World
Yeah.
Cup, Afghanistan qualified by default, but Sri Lanka and West Indies had to play
Qualified.
qualifiers.
Yep.
So there's no way they're the minnows or anything. Like they're
Yeah.
out there. They can bat, they can bowl, they can do everything.
I'm saying something. If ICC you're listening, give Afghanistan a world tour. Just big games, just slot them into every country
They
and
do.
just get them in, like limited over ones. Not obviously test series
Well,
would be a quite a big
Australia
challenge.
needs to stop their anti Taliban stance for them to come in.
Well, how
They don't
about
play
this?
games
Bring
with
back
them.
no, Raj, or bring back the tri-series fixtures back to Australia.
No,
Yes.
no. So Australia doesn't want to play Afghanistan, I
No,
think.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I don't like
Doesn't
security
want to
issues. Yeah.
tour. It's not. They don't want to tour Afghanistan because.
Or bring them here.
Bring them here.
No,
No one
bringing
wants to
them.
tour Afghanistan, China.
Yeah, that challenge me on. Yeah.
Afghanistan's home ground is in India.
Yeah.
Kochi is Afghanistan's home ground.
What's the problem?
Wasn't
No, fair enough,
Australia very close in actually traveling to Afghanistan, and because of the stance of Afghanistan? Oh, I thought they were
No. Afghanistan
traveling
was going to come
to
to Australia,
Come to Australia,
and they're like, not until you change this. Sorry, but that's
yeah.
okay. Outside
But
of that,
that's outside of
geopolitics is not
That's
our
just
forte.
no, it's
Most
not.
of
No.
what we just said was probably all made up.
Yeah,
Don't fact check this, please. Don't fact check this.
one crazy thought. How about? I mean, BCCI has been helping Afghanistan quite a bit. Can we create? Can we? Should BCCI actually help? I mean, the actual help to Afghanistan would be allowing them to play in Ranjis. Slot them in, one or two players in all your squads. How crazy would that be to improve Afghanistan's game?
That's only 1 to 2 players, or do you spread their whole team throughout?
1 to 2 players per squad.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but
it doesn't seem. Yeah,
look, I feel like at what cost would that come?
correct.
At a cost of someone who is in the country, who wants to play for the country, and he will lose a spot there. I feel like all of these Afghan players, you're really good, go to the county crickets. Go in that setup, get your experience in
correct.
Red Bull
English
cricket. Easy, please.
English can't. They're probably the only nation and that actually is looking for foreign players.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, do we want to talk about one of the very close games, South Africa, Bangladesh? I think we missed that
guaranteed
one.
we do.
Oh my God.
Yeah. How did I miss that one? I don't know how South Africa keeps doing this. I mean, they've had 3 games, and every single one of those games has gone to the wire. Be it was it Uganda, their other game?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
the other two teams were like are very, very minor teams that you'd think South Africa will just roll.
Yeah.
And again, they'll take the innings to the 18th over.
Have
With
all their
Bangladesh,
games been at New York?
No.
nah. It's only India who's going to play all games at New York.
Oh, okay. Is it, I was
Yeah.
thinking
on.
that if that's a factor, but I don't understand what's going on. We know
My
their caliber.
yeah, my take on that, they are usually called the chokers. I think this is them getting rid of their jinx at the start of the tournament, right? You know that no,
Technically they're not choking because they're winning.
yeah, this is what they would have ideally choked and given up.
Mm.
They're getting it across the line, right? They're trying to choke themselves, getting it across the line.
Sorry, I just fact checked. The stats guy came back. That all their actual games for the World Cup have been at New York.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's
Oh,
that because I'm like, if you look at the other games, again, not seeing what grounds, you can tell a difference. If you played a match at New York, it's a low scoring game. Every game seems to be a low scoring game. So I was like, wait a second, this has got to be New York. Yeah.
in that game, again, Bangladesh, South Africa, Bangladesh lost by 4 runs. Is that
Yeah,
four?
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
4 wickets.
Four
Was it
runs
4?
through. Yeah.
Yeah. Here is the crazy thing. I don't know if you guys have caught this. I think 16 or 17, Mamadullah was given out on LBW. The ball hit the pads and went to the boundary, right?
Ooh, I heard about
Right?
this.
Yeah. The ball, the line of the ball was so cross that even a new umpire would have given that as a not out. But given the umpire had given it an out instead of leg buys.
You needed convincing to, but
No.
Yeah.
It becomes a dead ball.
Yeah. The moment umpire gives it out, it's a dead ball. So irrespective of where the
correct.
ball
There's
ends
no
up,
run. There's nothing
there's
happening
no
after
runs.
that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So what I was gonna say is, had that not been given up, and then it's a different story, right? Ball went to the boundary.
Yeah.
4 leg pass. And then if South Africa would have decided to review as well, not out, 4 leg pass.
4 leg bars.
That's essentially the winning margin.
Mad. That's mad.
With that,
yeah, go on.
There's a lot of now controversy around this whole DRS and what to do, what not to do. When do you call the ball dead? Because in ideal scenarios, it's a dead ball. Or do we now say, because the umpire is given, there's the option of 15-second challenge, the ball is active for the next 15 seconds?
Yeah.
Because technically, things change within that 15 seconds. What do you guys think?
So you saying if the guy takes the review in 1 second, it's dead after that? Or regardless of what happens, 15 seconds, the ball is still living.
Within that 15 seconds, the ball is active.
Because as a batsman or as a fielding captain, you got 15 seconds to decide the fate of that delivery. Why call it dead when the umpire raises his finger? Because the batsman or the batsman, anyway, you can still technically challenge the decision.
Yeah.
But doesn't the 15 seconds start after a action has happened? I'm just trying to remember some of the things where if it's an LBW.
No, you've got 15 seconds to take the call of do I want DRS or not.
No, correct. But like if they, like my example, I think what I'm trying to get to is, so a ball is bowled, right? A event is triggered. Let's say LBW, the ball goes, and if they take a run, right, and they're still appealing, bowler's still appealing, then after they take, we'll keep it simple. They take one run.
The run gets cancelled if the umpire gives it out.
So it's at the timer starts when the umpire makes a decision.
And if they say not out, and they have 15 seconds to make a decision, the bowling team.
That's the thing, right? The ball is called dead after they've taken the single.
Straight after.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you hits your pad. Players take a single.
Yeah.
And once the player reaches the other side and the ball sort of dies down, the counter starts there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The counter starts at that time. Correct.
Yeah. So why call it a dead straight away when the umpire gives it out.
That's correct. See, that's my,
right?
yeah.
So the ball, after hitting the pads, is gone
Yep.
to the boundary. So technically, you got to call it dead after it's hit the boundary. I mean, who are we to decide what ICC wants to do with the rules? But food for thought.
Cricket's the only game that has laws, and these laws are loose.
That one should have been in the no man's land till they make a decision what the official ruling is or what rule got initiated first. But yeah.
But the thing is, look, not Afghanistan, Bangladesh needs to man up. It's 113 runs. Let's get the runs. It's not like they're chasing 200 runs and it was this close, right?
Again, I get international teams, but you got to give it to the pitch. We've seen so many games, low-scoring games here, where top teams, right, like proper top teams have struggled.
India versus Bangladesh warm-up game was on the same ground, and India managed to get 180.
I still can't believe how India managed 180 on that pitch.
Yeah.
Psychology, because it was a warm-up game. You're like, oh, let's just go loose.
Or I felt it was more hangover from IPL. I'm like, all right, do I just go and whack the ball like I used to do?
And it looked like they were struggling. It looked like they were struggling to get anything on there. And somehow they got there. I mean, to be honest, first half of the India-Pakistan game, the first half of the innings when India was batting, it looked like they were on course to get 160. But then something, I don't know, weird happened. And they're like, nope, no more runs for us. But let's go back to South Africa, Bangladesh. Thoughts on Klaasen though? Do you think he can work on these pitches?
You're probably playing at an international level. You got to adapt to the pitches.
Oh, for sure. But like as a player and as his style, like I'm not saying he'll have excuses that these pitches don't suit my style, but given his style,
Klaasen again finished a recent stint in IPL and he played the whole series there, and we know how the pitches were. Some were low, some were high, some were good, some were bad. Some were pretty much in his suited his style of playing. So I think this man's got class in his name and in his game, so he should be able to adapt.
Yeah, I mean, even on this pitch, he kind of was the person that got the runs. Got 46 or 44, three sixes by one person. We had no sixes in the other game except for one Rohit Sharma hit. On this
you missed the pinch hitter Axar Patel over the keeper. Yeah, apparently there were only 4 sixes in the other game, and in this one man had 3 of them.
That's crazy. Cool. I think one more thing to touch on before we wrap this thing up is chances of England. And what are we thinking of England in that table?
They need a special rabbit to really special, some sort of magician to really make it.
England, that washed out game, not that it was going to be a straight win for them, would have been a chase, or would have been a fair way to say, all right, we didn't play at par, so we were to be knocked out. But that one draw game is crucial. And guess who's going to be the happiest people there? Scottish. Oh my God, they're gonna go berserk if they kick England out of this top group.
Yeah, that'd be so good. And they're also the defending champions, yeah. It's so much fun.
Defending champions and the semi-finalists from the last season are both struggling to make it to the next round.
England, Pakistan. England's got 2 relatively easier games now, right? One's against Oman and another one against Namibia. So they should win. Now, the stats guy just came in.
Right? It's a convincing win.
The stats guy just came in.
Yeah.
The combined margin for England to qualify is about 94 runs. If they win by 94 runs across both games, they qualify. Why does
that sound like a challenge still for?
Oh yeah, I mean, you know how they've been talking about baseball. Come on,
they
got a baseball. These two associated teams to make sure you're in.
So baseball was put to rest in peace after Indian series. They probably have to dust it up.
Yeah, like, what was the baseball again? Just bring it out again, please. We need it back.
Yeah, again, you can't write that score off. They've got some pretty good hitters, and given now they are put in a corner, probably one team that could bounce back just with their batting power, right?
Especially opposition they're playing against, they should be able to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the pitches are like though, whether they're going to play. Um, but regardless, I think they should have this in the bag.
They technically should, but every time we've said technically should and could in this podcast, where very next episode we've been talking I'm like, oh my God, what did just happen there?
I think Oman should be a relatively easier game. I think they don't.
Yeah. But it's the margin they need to achieve.
The margin is very important. Yeah. Like don't get to the head with like, oh, this is gonna be an easy thing. First thing is, work your butt off, try to win, and then try to think of net run rate. So convincing win.
But they're gonna play both the games on the same ground in West Indies, and but that ground has had only one game so far, and it was a 150 between Scotland and Oman.
Oh yeah.
So I think then that's the thing, right? If Scotland scored 150 for that one.
Yeah, Scotland scored 153. Yes. They chased it up, but
expectation is England should be able to match or beat that.
They scored 153 in 13 overs, so it seems a pretty batting-friendly game.
It's doable. Yeah.
We're gonna watch Australia and Namibia later today. On the day, we're recording on the 12th of June, so we're gonna watch Australia and Namibia a little later in Australian time zone. That should give a fair indication of the pitch as well.
Yeah. The other side of this is if Scotland lose to Australia in a very bad manner. We've already decided that Scotland's going to lose, but it's the margin at which they lose lose with. Will sort of determine what would happen.
Yeah, again, I guess with Aussie batting lineup and they want to just go for the kill.
Yeah.
I'm expecting them to go berserk on this pitch because it seems one of the best or good batting tracks of the series.
I mean, I still can't believe they scored 200 against England on that pitch. That pitch didn't look like that. Yeah. Like England couldn't even swing their bats against them. Like it was crazy. I think just one player made all the difference. Let's see how we go.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? You just need one or two good hitters in the game, and if you look at the English squad, they've got quite a few they can probably pick 2 or 3 to come to rescue in the next 2 games.
Cool. I think that's kind of it for us. We've covered all of the key games that we wanted to cover. Glossed over all of the key points that we want to talk about. See you guys next week. Like and subscribe.
Hey guys.
And maybe even share it with friends and family.
Yes. Keep talking us. And also comment. Tell us what stats we got it right or what we got it wrong.
Mostly wrong, so just tell us where we went wrong.
See ya.
All right. See you guys.